Hey everyone, my name is Alexini, and this week I'm going to show you how I do shots in the woods. I'm here in Northern Ontario doing some camping for a week, and so I got to bring all my stuff with me. So I just wanted to show you guys what my setup is and how I do it, because a lot of people have asked me about it. This is mostly going to be directed towards trans people, but it could also be for anybody else who does any sort of medication by injection. Okay, so this is my little shot kit here. I like to keep everything just contained in its own little pouch. And what I keep in here is this little Frio Wallet, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. This has my testosterone in it, and I have a pelican case here with my syringes and needles in them. And then the last thing I keep in here is a little tiny dropper bottle of soap to wash my hands off real good. You could use like a Tupperware or something. Instead of these, they are pretty heavy, but they're crush proof and waterproof and everything, so I like taking these along with me. So let me tell you about this Frio Wallet. This is made actually for people with diabetes, and what it is, it's just a little protective case, and then it has this little insert part that keeps your medication cool. And the neat thing about this is that you can activate it anywhere where you have access to cold water. So I'm on a canoe trip right now, and there's a lot of cold water around me. I'm in Northern Ontario, but you know, pretty much anywhere you could find decently cold water enough to reactivate this thing, and I'll show you how I do that. It just has little crystals in it that kind of absorb the water and then keep your medication cool for 48 hours. So if you're out for a week or so, or you know, more than a couple days, then you can just reactivate it in the field. You don't need any refrigeration or anything, so don't have to worry about it overheating or anything like that. Testosterone you don't need to keep cool, but you know, there's some pretty hot days, so you don't want it to get too hot, so I keep it in that. Just gonna throw my hat on here. So first thing I'm gonna do, just set everything up down here, and I'm gonna give my hands a really good wash. Use my filtered water just in case. Squeeze a bunch of soap. And then you wanna really give your hands a good scrub, because you've been out in the wilderness and you gotta get all that stuff off. Get in between your fingers. Really do a better job than you usually would at home. Even get up on your arms a bit, and then you're gonna give your hands a good rinse. And then I just shake them off and let them air dry, because you don't really have anything super clean to dry them off with. So what we're gonna do is get the tea out, and in this little pelican case I usually keep spares of everything, so I only need enough for one shot, but I brought two of the different kinds of needles that I use, one for drawing and one for injecting, and two syringes. And then I like to bring these little alcohol swab wipes, which at home I use the cotton swabs, but this is a lot more portable. So I'm just going to open one of those up and do my tea vial. And then from this point you pretty much do things as usual. Get your syringe out, your needle, get bugs away from you. Drop your stuff. Right, that's all ready to go. If you go out a lot, and say you do a lot of weekend trips and your shot is on a Saturday, then it might be worth it to just switch your shot day altogether. My shot is on a Monday, and what I often do, I'm not often out on Mondays, but when I am, usually it's the day I'm coming home, so for like a long weekend or something. Then I'll just leave my tea at home and do my shot when I get home. And if I'm late, whatever, then being a day late is no big deal. Okay, so now I got that ready to go. Now I'm just going to prep myself for my shot. Get my second swab. This whole time you also want to make sure that you're not touching anything. Although, hard to do when there's bugs flying all around, but just try your best. And the bugs biting my ass are an extra motivation to go fast. And there you go. So I just recap them really carefully, untwist them, and then I keep my used needles in the Pelican case and my used syringe, but I take all of the garbage and just put that with the rest of my garbage. Put your tea back in the Frio Wallet and then just pack everything up. Okay, so here's the inner pouch of the Frio, and to reactivate it, all you have to do is take your stuff out, tuck it back in there, then go find some cold water. You're just gonna hold it down in that water for about 5 minutes. You could even go swim out in the middle of the lake, would be the best thing to do, and then reach down into the cold water, because it's actually not that cold right here. You can feel it because all of the little silica gel things kind of go from crystals to big, like goopy balls, and this whole thing inflates, and then you're just gonna leave it out to dry a little bit for, I think it's at 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you just tuck your stuff back in and put it back in a little bag. So I hope you found this video informative. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also I'm doing trans topics every week, every Tuesday for the next month, mostly related to trans guys going out on wilderness trips, but hopefully one day I'll be able to cover some topics relevant to trans women and other trans folks as well. So be sure to let me know if that's something you're interested in, and I'll see you next week.